You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife, snubbed. Mail through Martin Robinson and Jamie Phillips and also Mark Duell asks, did royals snub Lillibet's christening? Sussex's friend, Omid Scobie, claims King Charles, Queen Consort and William and Kate declined invitation to California's ceremony last Friday as Palace remains silent. We are aware, of course, that Harry's wife is now utilising the titles of Prince and Princess for Archie and for Lillibet. Many people, of course, are dismayed by this and feel that Charles has given in. However, there's more to that than meets the eye, something I'll be commenting on in a forthcoming video, so stay tuned, as they say. But let's get back to the issue of being snubbed. Harry and Harry's wife's friend, in other words, improbably named plastic-faced lieutenant, Omid Scobie, has claimed King Charles, the Queen Consort, and the Prince and Princess of Wales declined an invitation to attend Lillibet's christening in California last Friday. Well, first of all, is this true and accurate? There's a good chance that it might not be, namely that it's yet more propaganda that's being pumped out via the improbably named plastic-faced one, in his role as a lieutenant and mouthpiece of the Sussexes. Of course, this is being done to manage Harry's wife's facade. Oh, notwithstanding all the horrible things that they've said about me and my husband, I still invite them to the christening of their niece and granddaughter, because, after all, I am a kind and empathic person. So, of course, the suggestion that an invitation was offered in the first place is done to make her look good. And then, of course, she needs to make mention of the fact that they declined. Thus, part of a pity play, and also to smear them, to make it seem like they are nasty, bigoted, racist royals, perhaps gingerist ones, given that Lillibet appears to have a touch of the old Titian about her. And therefore, it's done to make Harry's wife look good, because notwithstanding the way that she has been treated, she's still so magnanimous in inviting them, and then revealing that they declined the invitations via the plastic-faced lieutenant to make them look like they're nasty people. Of course, ordinarily, you don't go around telling the world that people didn't come to your birthday party or that they said no to your invitation. But of course, Harry's wife has to make this information known. Either she didn't invite them, and therefore they didn't decline, and therefore she rewrites history, something, of course, that she's done on many occasions, or she has utilised the truth, namely she did invite them, and they declined, but of course, demonstrating the lack of discretion that she's known for, she then has to publicise it by leaking the information to the improbably named plastic-faced one. This is, of course, all governed by her emotional empathy. The response, let us assume an invitation was issued, is the correct one. Why would you travel halfway across the world to go and spend time with somebody who spent their time slagging you off? You wouldn't, would you? It'd be nonsensical. Even if you thought, oh, but it's for the kids. It's not. Lillibet hasn't a clue what's going on. So accordingly, why would you want to go into the viper's nest, find yourself with individuals who are just hangers-on and arse-lickers to the Sussexes? And the fact is, it's the right approach. No contact her. Decline the invitation. Say, for instance, William probably said that he was washing his hair. Catherine said, I've got to go and buy loads of expensive clothing to keep up with you. Charles was talking to his plants. Camilla was attending to her poison garden. Whatever it might be, they did the right thing in not attending. So assuming an invitation was issued, them declining it, of course, will have caused wounding to Harry's wife because of their failure to do what she wants. She will, of course, then smear them, saying to Harry, see, look what we're up against. The ginger cult member nods in agreement, thus giving her that indirect sensation of control over Charles, Camilla, William and Kate. And then, rather than leave it there, of course, Scobie's instructed to leak this information, to make her look good and to make them look bad, continuing to smear them. But it is the right response. Harry and Harry's wife haven't done anything as of late to endear themselves to the royal family, and therefore why on earth would you ever bother going to see them, given their behaviours? It's entirely understandable. And anybody who thinks that it's a churlish response, well, you're wrong. It's the appropriate response, and to keep a distance from her. The article continues that the Sussexes snubbed a British baptism for their youngest daughter and held an Anglican ceremony at their Montecito mansion for between 20 and 30 friends, including her billionaire godfather Tyler Perry. But royal journalist Scobie, who is close to the Sussexes, so close that his head's firmly wedged up the arse of Harry's wife, says King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William and Princess Kate were invited but didn't attend the ceremony. It is not known whether any other royal family members were present, nor when the British royals were asked to attend, or how any invite was sent to the UK. Probably wrapped round a brick, I should imagine. The Court Circular, Britain's official record of royal engagements, shows none of the senior royals, aside from Princess Anne, attended events on the day of the christening last week. Meanwhile, a statement issued by the Sussexes included a reference to their 21-month-old as Princess Lillibet Diana, revealing for the first time that the couple has decided to invoke their right to use Princess for Lillibet 6 months since the accession to the throne of King Charles last September. Archie will be called Prince. Harry and Harry's wife are said to not to want to deny their children the chance to inherit royal titles from their father, seeing it as their birthright, notwithstanding the rampant hypocrisy of doing so, but will allow Archie and Lily the chance to decide whether to drop or keep using the royal titles when they are older. Which, of course, is a complete abrogation of responsibility and commensurate with Harry's wife's lack of accountability. I leave it to the kids to decide. Well, why don't you decide now that they don't need it, and then they perhaps can ask to have them later on? Do it the other way around. But of course, that isn't something that's going to happen. She wants the titles because she is absolutely desperate to remain connected to the royal family, because that's all she's got to trade on. Roundly humiliated by South Park, mocked by Chris Rock, facing oodles of criticism in mainstream and social media. And what? Second series of Archetypes? Doesn't seem to be happening. Shit flicks? Not really interested at the moment. How are all of those lifestyle lines? What about the resurrection of the Tig? Still not happened. The only thing that she's able to trade off still is the fact that she married a prince, and therefore she's desperate, absolutely desperate, driven by her narcissism, to keep that royal connection, both in terms of status and also, because she has no shame, to come round once again with the begging bowl. The rest of the royal family, if they were invited, did the right thing in snubbing Harry's wife. Why go over and subject yourself to more aggravation? And of course, it gives her further opportunity to smear them and to try and make out that she is a delightful person. But nobody's buying that. So many people now know what she's about and are not convinced by her behaviour. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.